It's nice to have a solid car, something you can slam doors on without fear of them falling off, something that doesn't feel tinny and gives you a protective feeling just in case of an accident. The Subaru Outback 2.5i Premium is exactly that. Just feels quality as soon as you open the door. And that protective feeling for families is a huge bonus. On the inside, the car looks good. Leather seats make you think immediate luxury, and that's to be expected in a car this price range. There's a lovely high gloss finish on the center console and also a really nice grain. The steering wheel is leather, which always makes me feel like I'm in for a great driving experience because you're constantly touching it. The seats are comfortable and will also heat up in winter. You get a sunroof to let in lots of lovely natural light, and almost everything is electric, from putting the driver's seat into position to the push start to the electric park brake. And this is a long car, so there is plenty of legroom for both me and my 185 centimetre husband. In the back, there is heaps of room for my two children aged 4 and 6, and I could also fit a third car seat in here. So we had a 6-month to 7-year seat, a baby seat, and a booster seat easily in the back. Plus, there are air vents for the back and 2 USB ports for kids to plug in their devices on long trips. There are also 2 cup holders in the back. There are 2 in the front, and side note, I had no idea that cup holder size would be an issue in some cars, but apparently it is. This car has good size cup holders that you can actually fit a keep cup in, because we shouldn't be using takeaway coffee cups anymore. They are not recyclable. It also has a good size center storage bin and a good size glove box. And it drives really nicely. It doesn't feel heavy and is still moderately agile for a mid to large size SUV. It does have that solid feeling, which just makes me feel safe, and I felt really good driving it this week. It's quick too. The engine is 2.5 litres, which means it has power behind it, and it gets me up hills fast. The Outback is smooth with great handling, and the steering is responsive, but it is a tiny bit hard when you're doing lots of big turning, like 3-point turns or fitting into tricky parks. It is a bit longer than a regular SUV, but I still found fitting into parks perfectly fine. It's got a reverse parking camera to help you out. And the car looks great from the outside. It's not luxurious looking. I think it's definitely more of a practical looking car, but I think that's where its appeal lies. You look at it and think, that's going to work for my family. Yes, it's longer than a regular SUV. It's more wagon-like, but it's also higher than a wagon, so it's a bit of a crossbreed. And the longer back means one great thing, a bigger boot space. It's not as high as some SUVs, but height is deceptive because you can't use all of that space unless you want to block your rear vision. Whereas this boot space comes with length, which is all useful space. If you're the kind of parent who likes turning the music up and singing at the top of your voice because it's such a great stress reliever, you will like this car because the sound is good. Safety-wise, it has all the fancy new technology. Things like auto emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, lane departure warnings, and a system that tells you when the car in front has driven off, in case you happen to be trying to fix your child's toy at the lights. Plus, too many other safety features to mention. There's also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto when you plug your phone in, and that just gives you instant connectivity to the main apps on your phone, shows them up on this 8-inch multimedia touchscreen here, and lets you navigate via Apple Maps or Google Maps. The Subaru Outback 2.5i Premium is a pretty awesome family car. It had so much room with a large boot, drives superbly, has all the latest safety features, and it makes me feel pretty fabulous while driving it. I gave it a family rating of 8 out of 10. My children also gave it an 8. They loved that it was a bit lower to the ground than a normal SUV and they could climb in really easily.